Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara Jones-Williamson, and this is part 3 of how I created my backyard garden. I am so excited because today is all about planting out the seedlings. This is the end of May, Memorial Day weekend, and it was like May 27, 2023 when I put these seedlings out into my garden. Here in zone 5B 6A, we have a short growing season, and so we do not dare put any type of vegetable that loves warm weather out into the garden until Memorial Day weekend, because that is when the lows of the day gets to about 60 degrees, 58 sometimes, but about 60 degrees. And so, anytime before that, we can still have cold snaps, cold spells, flurries, snow, all of that. You just never know. But luckily, this was the start of a great first year gardening season for me. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more while you enjoy the video part about the seedlings that I am putting into the garden. Some of them were purchased from Dollar Tree. So at the end of January, I did purchase a bunch of seeds when I first decided that I was going to create my backyard garden this year in 2023. So I grabbed some seeds from Dollar Tree and I started doing what is called container sowing or winter sowing in pop bottles and milk cartons. If you are unfamiliar with what winter sowing is, or jug sowing, or anything like that, look on YouTube. Google on YouTube, type into YouTube winter sowing, and you will see a ton of videos on how you can start growing seeds outside. You don't even have to keep them incubated inside over the winter. You can just put them in little containers, put them in soil, put them outside in a south-facing sun, and they will start germinating on their own. It was amazing. And so some of the seedlings that I was putting out, I purchased in winter jug sows. Some of them I kept in the house because they were not tolerating being outside well. And some of them I actually bought at a local nursery where they had like 4 plants for $1, or 4 plants for $1.29, or a full flat for $14.99, and you'll get like 30, 40, 50 plants, So the plants that I didn't grow by seed, I actually bought from a local plant nursery, and I put them into my garden. Now, this right now is in May. April, I really didn't do anything as far as sowing. I sowed and put out a little bit of spring crops that could tolerate the cold weather, but I was kind of nervous because in my mind, for some reason, even though I did my research and I see on the seed pack is that broccoli and cauliflower and kale and all these different things like to grow in the spring and in the fall, I'm like, but it's so cold here in Michigan. How can they survive? Well, they did, right? So this fall, I'm definitely going to plant more crops that love the cold weather, because I'm convinced those plants thrived. And I put them up on my green stalk on my patio. I didn't put them in the garden beds, but they absolutely thrived. And so I'm convinced that you can grow here in Michigan in the spring and in the fall, though I had my doubts. All right. And so in May, I started acclimating the seedlings before I put them out. So about May 1st is when I started opening up the containers, allowing them to get used to some sunlight throughout the day. The seedlings that I did have indoor near my big east-facing window, I actually put outside in a little pop-up greenhouse on my patio. So by the time this day came, they were all acclimated. They were used to being outside. They were used to the temperature swings. They were used to the sunny conditions that we were having. And, everything went good. Everything went really good until the end of May and June came. And I'm like turning a page in my notes because I have it written down that, oh my goodness, as a first-time gardener and as a Michigander, our weather at the beginning of the growing season was crazy. Absolutely crazy. At this point, it was May 27, like I keep saying on this video. But up until this point, we didn't receive any rain since mid-April. And I planted my seedlings out. I watered them like how other people in Michigan that I researched watered their garden, right? Oh, no, no, no. We went directly into a hot drought at the beginning of June, at the end of May, early June. So I had to learn how to water my garden basically twice to three times a day for the first month that I put those seedlings out, which is unheard of here in Michigan because we kind of like, we have spring, although it says spring on the calendar, spring doesn't really happen until early May here. And then we'll get like, a little bit of warm 60, 70-degree days. Sometimes you might still get a cold snap and you'll get some rain and different things like that. And then by the end of May, you'll get those 70-degree sunny days, but still be a little cold after in the evenings. And then by the time mid to late June comes, that's when you'll start heating up into the 80s and low 90s. Oh no, ma'am. This Michigan weather this year was like, oh no, we going straight from super cold to super hot in a matter of days, and you're not getting any rain. And we're used to having at least rain once or twice a week, to fully water everything. By the beginning of June, all of everyone's grass was dormant. It was such a crazy year this year. And so, of course, it had to happen when it was my first year of gardening. And so some of these seedlings did die off, I must admit. My cucumbers hated it. It thrived up until that drought came, the heat came, because it was like 90 degrees every day, super sunny and completely dry. So my seedlings hated it that I planted my cucumber seedlings. So what I had to do is I had to go to a local nursery, buy some more cucumber seedlings, and then I had to keep them in the house until this like weather broke a little bit and it got a little bit cooler outside and less intense. And I just kept them watered, kept them growing, put them on my patio, acclimated them, put them into the greenhouse. So I kind of like eased it back from being indoors to being on the patio, being in the greenhouse on the patio, to finally being out into the garden bed. And those cucumbers have been prolific all summer. But oh my goodness, it was such an interesting season, start of the season. And shout out to my girl Joy, who lives in Muskegon, Michigan, because she has been helping me left and right. And I've been like messaging her like, help, what do I do? And what are you doing? Because she's a second-year gardener. And so she has really been a godsend and really helping me and my garden to flourish this first year. And so as you can see in this clip, I am watering everything. And again, almost everything survived and everything enjoyed the time in the garden. It's now in August when I'm doing this voiceover, and everything thrived and is producing fruit and things like that, except those cucumbers, those first round of cucumbers. Oh my goodness, they hated it. They absolutely hated it. And then I mulched each bed with some mulch that I have already on the bed of my garden floor. They love that as well. The water retention, especially in those hot days, really helped, really helped. And so after that, I put in my drip irrigation system. You'll see the drip irrigation system all the way around. It was a DIY. I got all these items on Amazon. They're linked in my Amazon storefront, which is in my description. And yeah, I am just so proud of myself. I am so proud of everyone who helped me out. Thank you to everyone who gave me seeds, who helped me with advice, who gave me encouragement. My garden community on YouTube, like Broke Farmer, Gina versus Gina, Nikki, what is it, the Everyday Life of an OCD-ish chick. Who else? Hands in the Dirt, Homestead Heart. There's just so many people I watch, and I can't even name them all. Yellow Door Homesteading, I think her channel is called. Georgia Peachnut. I'm just like, more people is coming to my mind as I'm saying this. I'm just so grateful and thankful each and every one of anyone on YouTube who is putting out content about gardening, because y'all really helped a first time gardener. Do y'all hear me? Y'all helped me become successful in this journey, and so I'm just so thankful for everyone who helped me along this journey. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and please be sure to go over to my reels or my shorts and enjoy the content that I'm putting out, where I'm harvesting. I am showing what I'm doing day to day, what my garden tour looks like, what some of my woes, the little bugs I'm finding in my garden, little tips and tricks, all of that, because I'm trying to give back to the community who gave to me, so that those who come after me can start a garden and start growing and start being self-sufficient, start their urban homestead, all of that good stuff. So thank you again for watching this video. Please make sure to share it with somebody, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about anything, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.